There's a silent thief inside your mind. Every day it steals a little piece of what you learn, what you read, what you hope to remember. You study for hours, then forget in the exam. You meet someone, and seconds later, their name disappears. You walk into a room and forget why you came in. It's not just frustrating, it makes you feel powerless. But here's the truth. You're not broken. Your memory isn't weak. It's just untrained. And today, that changes. Because in this video, you'll learn the exact system that can unlock your brain, upgrade your memory, and help you remember anything. For life. Not another 5 quick tricks video, but a deep, beautiful journey into how your mind truly works. And there's more. As you listen, you'll also train your English. Real, natural, emotional English. The kind that lives in your memory, not just your textbook. So stay with me till the end, because if you apply what I'm about to share, you'll never forget what matters again. You'll finally feel what it's like to trust your mind once more. Welcome to Top English Stories, where every story trains your English and your mind. Before we begin, take a slow breath, because what you're about to discover is not a trick. It's the map of your own mind. To master memory, you must first understand how it truly works. So let's open the first door together. Step 1. Understand how memory works. The real reason you forget everything. Most people think they have a bad memory. They say, I'm not smart enough. My brain is weak. I just can't remember things. But here's the truth. You don't have a weak memory. You simply have an untrained one, because no one ever taught us how memory truly works. So let's start there. Let's uncover the simple system your brain uses every single day, and how to make it work for you, not against you. Imagine this. Your memory has 2 rooms. The first one is a whiteboard. You write things on it, a name, a date, a phone number, but if you don't save it in time, it gets erased by the next wave of thoughts. The second room is a notebook. Whatever you write there stays. Clear, permanent, waiting for you when you need it. The problem is, most people live only on the whiteboard. They hear a name, but never repeat it. They read a page, but never connect it emotionally. They cram for exams, but never come back to review. So everything stays temporary and slowly disappears. To make a memory last, your brain follows 3 quiet steps. Encode, store, retrieve. Encode, you give full attention. What you notice becomes data. Store, you repeat it, feel it, or visualize it. That's how it sticks. Retrieve, you recall it in your own words. That's how it becomes yours. Now let's see it in action. You meet someone new. He smiles and says, Hi, I'm Jason. 5 minutes later, someone asks, What was his name? Your mind goes blank. Why? Because your brain heard it, but never processed it. You never encoded, never stored, never retrieved. Now try again. You think, Jason, like Jason from the action movies. You look at his face, smile, and say, Nice to meet you, Jason. Later, you use his name again in a question. Jason, what do you do? That's it. Your brain just walked through all 3 stages. Encode, store, retrieve. And now the name is safe inside your long-term memory. Practice card. 30 seconds. Right now, look around you. Pick one object, maybe a book, a cup, or your phone. Say its name out loud. Imagine a funny image connected to it. Repeat it once more. Feel it. You've just trained your brain to remember consciously. Tagline recap. If it gets your attention, gets a picture, and gets repeated, it stays. Your memory isn't broken. Your system was. And today, you've just started to fix it. Step 2. Pay full attention. Because you can't remember what you never noticed. Here's a brutal truth. You don't have a memory problem. You have an attention problem. You can't remember what you never truly saw. You can't recall what your mind never really noticed. And this single truth decides whether your brain saves or deletes what you learn. Every day, your brain receives millions of signals: colors, sounds, words, headlines, faces, notifications. If it tried to remember them all, you'd go insane. So it filters. It keeps what you focus on and throws away what you don't. Attention is the gatekeeper of memory. If the gate stays closed, nothing gets in. Let me show you how it happens. You get out of a taxi, you're tired, you're texting someone, you pay the driver and walk away. 5 minutes later, you realize your bag is still in the car. You panic, trying to remember the number plate, but your brain gives you nothing. Why? Because you saw the car, but you didn't look. Your brain was never told this matters. So it deleted the image instantly. Now imagine this instead. Before getting out, you pause for 2 seconds. You look at the car's plate, 8473. You repeat it quietly. White Toyota 8473. You take a breath, then walk away. Hours later, if you need it, boom, it's there. Because your mind paid full attention. Attention is the bridge between reality and memory. Without it, everything falls through. Think about how often this happens when studying. You're reading, but half your mind is somewhere else. You're watching an English video, but also scrolling your phone. Later you say, I studied, but I don't remember. No, you were present in body, absent in mind. The world trains you to be distracted. Endless scrolling, endless noise, endless multitasking. But real focus is a rebellion. And if you want true memory, you must reclaim it, moment by moment. Practice card, 30 seconds. Right now, stop and look around. Choose one thing in front of you. Maybe a cup, a chair, a word on your screen. Focus on it for 5 seconds. Notice its color, shape, light, even the feeling it gives you. Say its name slowly, once. That simple act of noticing has already built a new memory in your brain. Tagline recap. What you don't give attention to, your memory erases. Attention is not just focus. It's the language your brain understands. From today, practice being fully here. Because when your mind is truly present, your memory will be too. Step 3. Turn words into pictures. Because your brain thinks in images, not text. Your brain is not a notebook filled with words. It's a cinema, alive with pictures, color, and motion. Every time you try to memorize a word, your mind secretly asks, can I see this? Because your brain doesn't remember letters. It remembers scenes. If I say elephant, you don't see ELEPHANT. You see a gray giant with flapping ears, a trunk swinging, dust in the sunlight. That's how memory works, through images. So if you want to remember anything, a name, a word, a fact, you must turn it into a picture. It's the only language your brain truly understands. Let me give you the secret formula. C. Link, exaggerate. Step 1, C. When you learn a word, look at it. Imagine what it would look like in real life. Don't just say volcano, see the red mountain glowing in the dark. Step 2, link. Connect the word to something you already know. If you meet a girl named Lily, imagine her hair made of white lilies, or her holding a bouquet while she smiles. That simple link locks the word inside your memory. Step 3, exaggerate. Make the image weird, funny, or dramatic. The stranger it feels, the deeper it stays. If the word is book, picture a giant book opening its mouth, reading itself out loud in the library. It sounds silly, but that's exactly why your brain will remember it. Because memory loves emotion, color, and surprise. Facts are flat. Pictures are alive. When you create images, you're not memorizing anymore. You're animating the lesson in your mind. You're turning language into art. Practice card. 30 seconds. Let's test it right now. Close your eyes. I'll give you 3 words: apple, rain, mountain. Now turn them into one picture. Maybe a mountain made of apples, under golden rain falling from the sky. See it. Smile at it. You'll never forget it again. Tagline. Recap, words fade, pictures stay. If you can see it, you can keep it. So from now on, don't just read, see. Don't just listen, imagine. Because the moment you start thinking in pictures, your memory begins to think in magic. Step 4. Use the story method, because your brain is wired for stories, not lists. Your brain doesn't love lists. It loves stories. It loves characters, drama, emotion, movement. It was designed from the beginning of time to remember through storytelling. That's why you can still recall your favorite movie from 10 years ago, but not the 10 random facts you read yesterday. Imagine someone gives you a list: apple, horse, jacket, candle, ice cream, cloud, socks, chair, tree, monkey. You repeat it again and again. After 5 minutes, half is gone. After 10, almost everything fades. Why? Because a list has no life. Each item stands alone, no connection, no motion, no emotion. And your brain whispers, "This is boring," so it lets it go. Here's the secret. To make your brain care, you must wrap facts inside a story. A story gives meaning, rhythm, and reason. It links one idea to the next, like a chain of images dancing in your mind. Let's transform that same list. A giant apple falls from the sky and hits a horse on the head. The horse screams, runs into a shop, and steals a jacket. He lights a candle to see in the dark, but melts an ice cream cone. The ice cream explodes into a cloud that rains socks. One sock hits a chair, which grows into a tree, and from the tree, a laughing monkey jumps down and gives you a thumbs up. Now close your eyes. Can you see it? You can remember every word in order because your brain just watched a movie. Stories create connections. Each thing leads to the next. Stories add motion. The brain loves movement. Stories bring emotion. Even silly ones make you smile. And emotion tells your brain, "Save this." So memory isn't about repetition. It's about imagination. Let's try your turn. Here are 3 words: book, cat, rain. Now close your eyes. Turn them into a mini movie. Maybe a cat reading a book under a rain of golden letters. See it. Laugh at it. You just trained your brain again. Facts fade. Stories stay. If you can tell it, you can remember it. From now on, stop memorizing lists. Start telling stories. Because when your words come alive, your memory comes alive too. Step 5. Practice spaced repetition. Because one-time learning is fake learning. You've learned to turn words into stories. Now let's make those stories stay. Because memory doesn't grow from one moment. It grows from rhythm, from return, from repetition. Here's something school never told you. Cramming for hours isn't learning. It's pretending. Your brain writes in sand, not stone. You study hard today. It's clear, perfect, strong. But tomorrow, a wave comes, and it fades. By next week, it's gone. That's not because you're weak. It's because your brain needs time, space, and repetition. Scientists call it the Ebbinghaus forgetting curve. After one day, you remember maybe 60%. After a week, only 20%. Unless you review. Most learners read something once and never return. They say, "But I already studied this." Yes, once. And once is never enough. Here's the golden rule of memory. Review less often, but more wisely. Repeat the same thing, not every minute, but at increasing intervals: 1 hour, 1 day, 2 days, 4 days, 1 week, 2 weeks. Each review tells your brain, this matters. Keep it. And the memory moves deeper, from temporary to permanent. Let's say you learn a new word, serendipity. It means finding something good without looking for it. You like it, you smile, you move on. A week later, gone. Now use spaced repetition. 1 hour later, write a sentence. I found this video by serendipity. Next day, use it in a message. Day 4, say it aloud in a story. Day 7, notice it in a podcast. Day 14, teach it to someone else. Now the word belongs to you forever. You didn't just meet it once, you built a relationship with it. Each review strengthens the memory path. Neurons fire together, build stronger bridges, and your brain says, this again? It must be important. After 5 or 6 spaced reviews, the memory becomes part of your identity. It moves from learning to knowing. Choose one word you learned this week, write it down, say it out loud, picture it. Then schedule 5 reviews. 1 hour, 1 day, 2 days, 4 days, 1 week. Mark them on your phone. This is how you turn sand into stone. Memory isn't built in a day. It's carved by rhythm and return. From today, stop chasing new things. Start revisiting what matters. Because repetition isn't boring. It's the heartbeat of mastery. Step 7. Teach what you learn. Because teaching is remembering twice. You've learned how to focus. You've learned how to imagine. You've learned how to feel. Now it's time to seal what you know by teaching it. Because the moment you teach, you don't just remember. You become what you've learned. Here's a secret most learners never realize. The fastest way to remember anything is to teach it. Not tomorrow, not next week, immediately. While it's still alive in your mind. Because when you teach, you stop being the receiver and start being the creator. And that one shift changes everything. Many people say, I understand it, but I can't recall it. That's because they only consume, but never create. They read, highlight, nod, but never explain it out loud. Their brain says, okay, passive learning, temporary file, and deletes it. Here's the formula. Explain, organize, express. 1. Explain. Recall the concept from memory, no notes. 2. Organize, reshape it in your own words. 3. Express. Speak or write it to someone, even yourself. The act of rebuilding knowledge cements it deeper in your brain. Let's say you just learned a new word, procrastinate. It means to delay doing something. You read it, you understand it. But if you stop there, you'll forget it by tomorrow. Now try this. Turn around and teach it to someone, even if it's just the mirror. Say, hey, do you know the word procrastinate? It means when we keep delaying things we know we should do, like cleaning, studying, or exercising. Congratulations. You've just doubled your memory. Because you didn't just learn it, you used it, shared it, rebuilt it. Teaching activates every layer of memory. You recall, you organize, you speak, you connect. Each step builds stronger neural links. It's like carving the lesson into stone. That's why students who teach others score higher on tests, and why doctors who mentor interns remember procedures faster. Even spiritual teachers say, when you teach, you heal twice. Once for them, once for yourself. Pick one thing you learned today, a word, a quote, a fact. Now take 30 seconds and teach it. Explain it to a friend, or say it aloud to the mirror, or record a short voice note, pretending you're teaching your future self. Your brain will thank you, because it now knows this lesson matters. To teach is to learn twice. What you share, you never forget. From now on, don't wait to be perfect. Start teaching, however small, because every time you pass knowledge on, you engrave it deeper. in them, and in you. Step 8. Create a mind palace. Because your brain remembers places better than facts. You've learned to teach. Now let's unlock the most powerful memory tool in history, a method used by ancient philosophers, monks, and memory champions. It's called the mind palace. And once you master it, your mind will never lose what truly matters again. Close your eyes for a moment. Can you still remember your childhood home? The color of the walls? Where the couch was? Your favorite corner to hide? Of course you can. Even after years. Because your brain loves space. It remembers places far better than it remembers words. Most people try to remember facts in a straight line, like stacking cards in the air. One slip, and everything falls. But when you connect ideas to locations, you give them structure. You give your memory a home. Here's how to build one. It's simpler than it sounds. 1. Choose a place you know well. Your home, your school, your favorite cafe. 2. Visualize each room clearly, the door, the living room, the kitchen, the stairs. See them like a movie in your mind. 3. Assign each fact to a location, one room, one memory. You're turning invisible data into visible space. Let's memorize the order of the planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Now imagine walking through your house. At the front door, a pan is on fire. Mercury, hot and wild. In the kitchen, a perfume bottle sprays pink fog. Venus, goddess of beauty. In the bathroom, a spinning globe in the bathtub. Earth. In your bedroom, red dust covers the sheets. Mars. On the balcony, a giant balloon bounces. Jupiter, the biggest planet. On the stairs, a glowing ring spins. Saturn. On the terrace, an ice cube shivers on a chair. Uranus. And at the gate, waves crash. Neptune, god of the sea. Now walk through your palace again, room by room, picture by picture. You'll never forget the planets again. Your mind links new knowledge to old memories. The familiar rooms become anchors. Each location acts like a folder, holding information safely. That's why this method works for speeches, vocabulary, presentations, exams, anything. You're not forcing your brain to memorize. You're letting it explore. Pick a place you know, maybe your kitchen. Now choose 3 words you want to remember. Put one on the counter, one in the fridge, one near the window. Imagine them vividly. Tomorrow, walk through your kitchen again. You'll find those words waiting for you. Your mind isn't a maze. It's a mansion. Give your memories a place to live, and they'll never leave. From now on, stop memorizing in chaos. Start building your palace of wisdom, because once you give knowledge a home, it will stay with you for life. Step 9. Review before sleep, because night is when your brain decides what to keep. The sun has set. The world slows down, but inside your head, your brain is still awake, sorting, cleaning, deciding what to keep. That's why what you do in the last 10 minutes before sleep can change what you remember for life. Schools never teach this, but science is clear. Your brain keeps learning even while you sleep. It replays the day, like a librarian walking through the shelves, whispering, "Keep this. Delete that." So the question is, what do you feed your mind before bed? Most people fill their last minutes with noise, scrolling, videos, notifications, 100 random voices before closing their eyes. And the brain thinks, this is important. So it saves the noise and deletes the knowledge. That's why you remember memes, but forget the lessons that could change your life. Here's the secret. End your day the way you want your brain to remember it. Before bed, spend 5 quiet minutes. Turn off your phone, sit still, review what you learned today, even just 5 points or 3 new English words. Say them aloud. Write them once. Feel proud of what you learned. Then sleep. Your brain will whisper, yes, this matters. Let's keep it. Imagine two versions of you tonight. Version 1 scrolls through social media until midnight. Laughs, sighs, falls asleep with noise. Next morning, your mind feels heavy, blurry, distracted. Version 2 turns off the phone, takes 5 minutes, reviews new words, resilience, gratitude, peace, says them softly, feels calm, sleeps with intention. Next morning, clear, steady, strong, same person, different ritual, different brain. During sleep, the hippocampus transfers memories from short-term to long-term storage. Repetition plus emotion plus timing signal the brain. Save this. When you review before sleep, you give your brain that signal. You turn ordinary studying into permanent memory. It's not extra work. It's the most powerful 5 minutes of your day. Tonight, before bed, turn off distractions. Take a deep breath. Recall 3 things you learned today. Say them once. Visualize them. Smile. Then, sleep. Tomorrow, notice how clearly you still remember. The night doesn't erase your day. It writes it. End the day with intention, and your mind will remember with devotion. From now on, don't just close your eyes. Close your day with purpose. Because every quiet night can build a stronger, wiser morning. Step 10. Write things down. Because writing is the save button of the brain. You've built stories. You've created your mind palace. You've even reviewed before sleep. Now it's time to lock your learning in place with the simplest, oldest, most powerful tool of all, a pen. People forget what they read. They forget what they hear. They forget what they see. But they almost never forget what they write. Because writing doesn't just record information, it rewires your brain. It slows your thoughts down, forces you to organize, and gives your memory a body. When you write, your mind says, this is real. This matters. We live in a fast digital world. We type, we tap, we swipe. But typing is mechanical. Your fingers move faster than your mind. When you only type or highlight, your brain stays passive. It never builds a connection between thought and motion. That's why after watching 10 videos or reading a book, you remember almost nothing. You never pressed save. Here's the golden rule. If you want to remember, write it. When you hear something meaningful, pause. Grab your notebook. Write 3 things. Yan, the word or idea. 2. Its meaning, in your own words. 3. How it connects to your life. That simple act turns knowledge into memory. Let's say you just learned a new English word, resilience. It means the ability to recover after difficulties. You could just read and move on. But tomorrow, it'll be gone. Now take your notebook. Write word, resilience. Meaning, the strength to rise after falling. Sentence. After losing his job, he didn't give up. His resilience helped him find a new path. Personal note, I want to build that kind of strength too. Now you've written it not only on paper, but in your memory and your heart. Writing engages multiple senses. Seeing, feeling, moving, speaking. It activates deeper brain regions than reading or listening alone. You're not just memorizing words. You're translating them into motion, emotion, and meaning. That's why students who write by hand remember longer, understand deeper, and think clearer. Right now, take one thing from this video, a quote, a word, an idea, write it by hand. Write what it means. Write how it made you feel. Just one sentence, but one that you never want to forget. Typing records. Writing remembers. The hand teaches the mind what matters most. From today, let your notebook be your second brain, because every word you write is a door you open again. Each time, a little wider than before. Step 11. Use active recall, because testing yourself builds real, unshakable memory. You've written it down. Now it's time to lift it up, because remembering isn't about reading again. It's about retrieving what you already know. This is where your brain grows stronger. Most people think they remember because they can follow along while reading. But understanding isn't remembering. Real learning begins the moment you close the book and ask your brain, "Can I recall it?" without looking. That's the test. That's where memory becomes power. You read a sentence, you nod, you say, "Got it." But when you try to explain it tomorrow, it's gone. That's the illusion of learning. Your brain feels familiar with the words, but it hasn't practiced pulling them out. And if you never pull them out, the connection fades. Here's how to make learning real. Read, close, recall, rebuild. 1. Read to understand the idea. Close the book or pause the video. 3. Recall everything you can, out loud or on paper. 4. Rebuild the missing parts later. Each time you do this, your brain rewires itself to remember faster, stronger, longer. Let's try with a simple line. Consistency is more important than intensity. You read it, you like it, you nod. Now cover it. Ask yourself, what was that quote I just read? Can I say it in my own words? Maybe you recall half. That's okay. That's the workout. Every time you pull a thought out of silence, you train your mind like a muscle. Because reading is watching someone lift weights, but recalling is you lifting the weight. Active recall triggers deeper processing. It forces your neurons to fire from within, not just react to input. Each attempt strengthens the pathway, from short-term to long-term, from "I saw it" to "I own it." That's why this single habit turns average learners into masters. After watching this step, close your eyes for 30 seconds. Ask yourself, what were the 4 steps of the recall loop? If you can say them, you've built real memory. If not, open your eyes, check, and try again. That struggle, that effort, is your brain learning in real time. Don't just reread, retrieve. Because what you can recall is what you truly know. From now on, test yourself daily. Not to see if you're perfect, but to make your memory unshakable. Because the mind grows strong only when it lifts its own weight. Step 12. Protect your mind from overload. Because a crowded brain can't remember anything. You've learned how to focus, how to imagine, how to recall. Now there's one last key. To protect everything you've built. Because a busy mind forgets. A calm mind remembers. Your brain isn't weak. It's just overloaded. Every day, you wake up and flood it with noise. Scrolls, messages, headlines, opinions, notifications. Before breakfast, your mind has already consumed 100 thoughts that don't belong to you. You're not forgetting because you're lazy. You're forgetting because your brain is drowning. Imagine your brain as a glass of water. If you keep pouring more and more in, without emptying anything, it spills. That's what mental overload does. When you let every voice, every post, every opinion in, your brain loses the space to keep what truly matters. And soon, even the most important memories get buried under the noise. Here's your final memory rule. Less input, more clarity. Every day, clean your mental space. Start your morning in silence. Before touching your phone, take 5 slow breaths. Decide what deserves your attention, and let the rest go. Your mind is not a trash bin. It's a sacred space. You make a simple list: milk, bread, soap, onions, apples. You're sure you'll remember it. But then you check your phone, 20 notifications, 2 videos, 5 memes later, you arrive at the store and forget half. It's not stupidity, it's saturation. Your mind was full, before you even began. Now imagine this instead. You silence your phone, take a deep breath, repeat the list once. Picture each item clearly. You walk into the store calm, focused, and remember it all. Same list, different mind. Your memory thrives on space. When you protect it from overload, you allow your brain to breathe, to organize, to choose what truly stays. Just like a garden. If you pull out the weeds, the flowers grow stronger. Right now, take one deep breath. Think of one thing that fills your mind with noise, a feed, a chat, a worry. Now release it. Imagine your mind as clear water again. Feel how light it becomes. This is your first act of protection. Your mind is a garden, not a dump. Protect its silence, and your memory will bloom. From today, be selective, be still. Because memory isn't about how much you take in, it's about what you choose to keep. And that's how your mind becomes powerful, peaceful, and free. You've reached the end of this journey. 12 steps, 12 doors to the power of your mind. You've learned how to focus, how to imagine, how to connect, how to recall, and how to protect your memory from noise. But more than that, you've learned how to trust your mind again. Because memory isn't a trick. It's a way of living, with attention, emotion, and meaning. Every word you remember, every story you tell, every note you write down is a small act of awakening. You've now seen what your mind can do when you give it silence, structure, and soul. So don't let this be the end. Let it be the beginning. Tonight, before you sleep, review one thing from this video. Tomorrow morning, teach it to someone you love. That's how knowledge becomes wisdom. Don't wait for the perfect day. Start with one practice, one word, one sentence, one story. Because memory grows when you live it. And if this journey has helped you, if you felt something open inside you, join us. Subscribe to Top English Stories, where every video helps you not just learn English, but grow as a thinker, a creator, a human being. Here, we don't memorize words. We awaken the mind behind them. We don't chase information. We build transformation. Your memory is ready. Your story has begun. So go. Practice one thing today. And when you do, you'll realize something powerful. You never truly forget what you live. This is Top English Stories, where English becomes meaning, and meaning becomes you.